Co ci deklaranda? Stop!
All right, can you hear me? Okay, I see the little thing on my icon bouncing. That's good. Hey, good evening, everybody. Thanks for being here. Welcome back to my channel. That is Alexia Novikov, if you didn't know who that was. So no, that's not me. no, that's really not me. Anyway, cool guy. He has 2 vowels in his name, which is kind of fun. Howdy, Dirk. I saw a little message from somebody that says, I can't wait to see what you think of the book I'm going to look at tonight. And you're going to hear it. I don't think you're going to see what I think. No, I'm teasing, being dumb. Anyway, it's good to see y'all. Let's see, turn my camera on by going, where is that? Oh, there it is. Yes. So in honor of Mo Big's constant insistence, I just got home from the gym. I have it's actually a clean towel, even though it's pretty stained from what I think I've used this to wipe down mats before. See what's on the inside. Anyway, I brought a lap hijab. Oh yeah, this thing has been used on mats before. Woohoo! Anyway, I have a lap hijab now, just because Mo Biggs complains all the freaking time. All right, so good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Just to let people filter in a little bit. Whoever's going to be here. Let's see. It said 4 were watching, and then I started the stream, and it went down to 2. So I had more people waiting than are watching. That's always good. Let's see. It's been a rough week, rough in terms of organizing myself. So I did not get the Noirlam follow-up video filmed, and I think that's a good way to say, yeah, getting myself organized is a big project right now. That's why the stream is at midnight, and it's not just because the title is midnight. And so this is going to be a priority for a pre-recorded stream, pre-recorded video. Is doing this one, and then let's see what else we got. Do I have my windows in the right place? I can see the chat here. I see the chat there. I see Dirk said howdy. Let's see, and then today was a good day, I guess. I just got asked to spot somebody doing he's trying to get his personal 1 rep back up, and he just missed his 315, so that was kind of disappointing. And then we got to chatting about, did you rest enough between attempts and stuff like that. So he, I'm filling time, by the way. So anyway, he said no, but it gets him mentally out of the groove if he rests for more than like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and I can understand that, but it's better to rest a little bit longer, etc. So all that chit chat kind of between my sets on legs again kind of messed things up for my timing. And then I looked at the clock after I started my next set of exercises, and because I do 2 at once, like one A, B, and then rest, and I noticed like, oh, I have 12 minutes to get home. So that's not good. All right. Anyway, so we are here to open mail first, and I know what's in each of these tonight. So, I need a marker. There is a problem. So I will put these here. These arrived a couple weeks ago, and I'm getting that out of the way because there's a marker back here. I need to censor one of the mails. And there we are. And that's what I've been listening to when I read comic books these days, is stuff like, there we go. Nothing like the smell of a Sharpie. Stuff like soundtracks. So these aren't too bad. They aren't quite as symphonic as, say, the Lord of the Rings soundtracks, where you can more easily forget from James Horner on Lord of the Rings that you're listening to a movie soundtrack. And these, it's a little bit harder to forget that. So anyway, moving on, I'm into the music. So we got 2 things to open. This is from the LCS. It's that time of the month. And then I got one here that I've just censored. I have to be careful with the LCS because there's probably a packing slip in it. So anyway, let's see, what do I have to do here? I think you guys might not be popping up. Say howdy back to you, and that'll keep my chat moving when it moves. Good. Anyway, lifting, just vamping and filling time with lifting material aside, or I shouldn't say aside because I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. It's also been an informative week. If you ever see my tweets that I go back and forth on other lifters with, 3 minutes rest is a good conversation that keeps going on. So I've been doing my 3 minutes rest, and I definitely, it's funny. I definitely benefit from it, but it's funny when you. I hope that's in the wrong spot. I might use the scissors on that. When you, there you go. When you say to people, "Here's what I lift," they might be thinking like a 1 rep max or a 3 rep max at most 3. And I keep forgetting other people don't think and talk the way I do. So like the guy who's competing with me doesn't count or counts the sled, and I don't on leg press. So I was telling somebody, hey, my leg press jumped up to 470. I'm only counting the weights on it. I'm not counting the sled. And then I remembered that's 470 for 10 reps, at least 2 sets, like warm up, and then 3 working sets. So it was 450, 470, 470 like that. And yeah, I gotta censor this too. And so when you tell people, yeah, I did 470, they think like that's once. So anyway, so it goes. Let's see. I hope I'm not boring you all to death with gym talk. It's just, pardon me, fill the time. There we go. So what came in the mail this week? A packing slip. So, pardon me while I fish that out and get rid of it. Oh, come on, tape. There we go. So I can go over on the shred file. There we are. Okay, so one of these or 2 of these are of interest. Here is number 2, Mouse of Might from a previous week, Gary Shipman's. From what we saw before, the LCS version of these books is going to be in black and white, just like the original hardcovers. There it is. I would like to work out. I'll make it happen soon. Yes, you can. If you want tips and whatnot, go to, I'll put this in the chat, https://DeanTurnerTraining.com. There you go. I hope that's the right website. Let's try it. Wait a minute. My VPN, it's not letting my VPN in. I'm not decoupling that right now. You can follow a guy named Dean Turner on, should be, I might need W's in there. Oh, well, no wonder. I typoed it. Forget that. That's the remove HTTPS. I'll put the W's in. Dean Turner. Yeah, not Dead Turner. Training.com. He has a a free program that's basically built around safety. Everything's on machines to get you started. There's nothing wrong with machines. You can address your muscles that way. And I've looked over his program. A lot of it's repetitive. It's like the same. It's one thing and then a slight change, then a slight change. And then you stay on week 4 is like the same for the next 6 weeks. So anyway, this is Gary Shipman's book. We'll take that down, put that there. See, Dean Turner Training. There we go. Hope that works. I hope that link. Does it work? Yes, that's him. He's also Dean T Training on Twitter. Anyway, he has a free program. You give him your email address, and he just sends you a reminder every Sunday that says, don't forget your stuff to do. Here's what week you're in. That's it. So Gary Shipman again. Yeah, this is the LCS version of this book, not the ones he did in color. Man, I like that. I really like that. Gary Shipman's put out some shorts of him doing sketch cards, and those are pretty fun to watch. So anyway, so here we are. Yeah, I really should put Gary Shipman's YouTube channel in the description after the stream ends. Take care of him that way, because he's a good guy. I think his website is Gary Shipman Art. There we go. Yeah, so that's the LCS version of this. Let's see if Gary Shipman Art is the correct site. Real quick. Very quickly. Oh yeah, this is basically ADHD theater. Welcome to ADHD. GaryShipmanArt.com. That's him. So let's put him in the chat. All right, there's his link. Cool. So what else we got? If you guys remember, what's his name? Mitch Rockwell, I think that's his name. But he was around CG for a bit. He also opened up incoming mail on streams too. I didn't mean to take my inspiration from him, but he really recommended that. Here we go. Who are these guys? American Mythology Productions is doing a whole lot of the books from I think it's the guy who did Tarzan. Now I can't remember. This is not him. Is this him? Beyond the Farthest Star Chronicles. They also have a Monsters book, but he recommended these. And what is that author's name? He did the Kit Carson on Mars, I think. Anyway, they do a lot of those comics. He said that they were good and I should check them out, so I started checking out the company more. I'm going to check out these monster series too and see how they read. They also do a bunch of the Zorro, and I haven't really checked out the Zorro much yet, but I've picked up a few of those. So this is something else. I wish I remembered that guy's name. It's like on the tip of my brain. So we will take a look inside at one of these. That is a long piece of tape. Look at that. That is long. All right. Like wrongly long. Let's see what we got in here. Flip it over for me to read for a moment. These are reprints. Okay. Classic story. Edgar Rice Burroughs. There we go. That's the guy's name. Okay, so these look like these are reprints of older materials, like facsimile style. And let's see, we have classic stories, and then, hey, Aldous, and then new story. So it looks like a mix. Good evening, sir. So this is something I'll be checking out in the future. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Beyond the Farthest Star. I don't know if their new material is serializing his old stuff in new comics, or if it is new, like entirely new stories based on his old stuff. So we shall see. I will find that out when I get around to reading it. All right. So that's the, what do you call it? And then Mike Wolfer is another guy over at American Mythology, and his name is all over a lot of their monster books. I think he writes, but he may also be an artist. Hey, Felix. Hail and bow. There you go. Just taking a quick glance at some of the LCS independent books that came in. Of course, I got the Adventure Continues. Is Mo here? I haven't seen him yet. I'm wearing a lap hijab for Mo, and he's not even here yet. How can he do that to me? See, it's whoopsies right down there. I got a towel on. I mean, I have shorts on too, but I put a towel on my lap for Mo, and he's not here. I feel emotionally abused. All right. So, black and white. Okay, did not know that. What are we doing here? This is an anthology compilation, several stories in part 2. Let's see, main cover, I think that's one I have, is Neil Vokes and Matt Webb. Racy and spicy covers I don't have, so never mind. And Glenn Moen, essay check. No, it looks like that guy's not even on this. So, let's see, Felix, and Aldous says it's good to see you, Felix. Yes, it is. So this is an anthology. This reminds me a bit of Dark Horse Presents, how it's a 3-story anthology like that. So I will get into this and hopefully report something good about it. Oh my. Okay. I am really dry-mouthed because I really just ran in from the gym. I didn't even finish my last pair of exercises. I was doing hack squats and seated, what do you call them? Seated calf raises for the soleus. And because of the time, I couldn't do the last set of each of those. So let me go get some water. I'll put my lap hijab up here, and then we're going to open something from, unfortunately, a person whose stuff you've seen before, but I will be back in a moment. See, everybody's saying hello. Yep. Okay, give me a second. I'll be back. Well, here's a little bit more of Alexia for you. Let's see, somewhere in here he yanks his...
Окей, виравнюється, і в якийсь момент тебе може спроснути десь рука і перенести вес на більш слабу мишцю. Тобто ти держав його широчайшими руками повністю, і у тебе воно там соспарствує. Перший раз, коли порвав біцепс, це в мене було, що мені сюди просто затекла водичка, і тут в мене не було клею. І воно це спроснуло. Я порвав собі жорстко біцепс. Прямо аж с ямочкой маленькой.
All right, I didn't want to interrupt him, so there we are. I one day will figure out what he's saying, but let's see. So this is from somebody we know and love. I happen to know who it is, but I forgot what I got from him. Oh, thank you, Felix, for bringing in the links. I appreciate that. Oh, wait, we got to remove. There we go. I'm back. So we got Wonder Island and Kakshi Murder Dolls, and that number 107. That is not me. so I do not get credit for these references. That's perfectly fine. You know what? I don't like the scissors. I like the knife. All right, since you guys are here, and I should vamp and talk about something. There we go. Bancroft, Waking Dream. Sign up for it. The reason I did the peeling orange video is because Liam rebroadcasted a piece of my live stream, and Well Hung and Dung made a joke, which I thought was really good. And he says that, let's see, Painted Death. Yeah, sign up for that one. Oh boy. Well Hung and Dung says that I open packages like a demented monkey opens or peels open an overripe orange. And that is why I did the orange video. So you can credit him with all the stupidity on my channel. Uh-oh. I'm not to blame, I guess. Ha, I'm totally to blame. There we go. Hey, I got in. I don't know why. Sometimes I like getting rid of the crap. There we go. That's better. No straight tape. No packing slip. Okay, here we go. Aha. Oh, yes. That's right. I asked him for the mouse pad. Did he? I can use your number if you like. I think it's the one in the stream description. So if you want, that's cool. Yep, that's okay. So thank you very much, but you don't have to use your number. You do so much work posting links for people. Get your credit so that if they see referrals and they want to say, "Hey, this guy's cool," use your number. So, hey, hi Eric. Guess what I'm opening this week? So it does. It looks really nice. In fact, does it work? Let's see. Can I? Yeah. My mouse is going all over the place. It works. Cool. I will frame this and never use it. So this is like the poor man's version of getting the metal print. All right. What's up, Eric? I guess that's what's zap. All right. We will set this pretty thing aside somewhere safe. There's nowhere safe when I do my streams. Stuff goes everywhere. Okay, pile things up. Oh, look at that. That's coming out later. Okay, gently. And there are more very pretty Eric NINALTOWSKI things coming out of this box as well. Tape never just comes off. It always takes pieces of the box with it. Okay, so everything is secured down. That's nice. Oops. Hey, sorry if I'm bumping the microphone. And I realize when I pound on the desk, it can very easily make a noise in the microphone. So I got to find, I don't have a suspended mic. I got to find a better way to do that. So I have a lot of needs. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to say this at the end of streams, but tell your friends to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Maybe tweet out the link to the stream. If you found something you like about it, use the whole share start at a particular time thing and share that out. Okay, so here we go. Oops. This is, I'm trying to be gentle. This, oh, I see. This book is really thin because it's not a book. This is a metal print. So Eric, since you're here, did Phoenix Animation print these for you? Oh, dang it. Tape. Why tape? Gently. There we go. There you go. got that. So there's one. That looks nice. Oh man, I definitely got to go get a better camera. The metal print on there, these colors are pretty nice and saturated. I'm sure you're seeing reflections all over the place. But I wonder if I can help a little bit better. You get less color seeing it that way, but you see the depth. I think the greens in here are not showing through like they would in real life. So a little bit of the color depth is not working well there. Second Chance campaign, definitely hit it up for books 1 and 2. That's over on Fund My Comic. Anyway, the just like glossy photos, the gloss on this metal does bring out the color very nicely. It makes the reds look hotter. It makes the blues not look cooler because they're pretty dark blues, except up here. That would be a cooler blue. But it definitely adds a sense of depth with the gloss on there. So let's see. I kind of beat up my reading copy of Shadow Sentry #1. So we got another copy of that. And I love green. Green and certain blues are just my favorite. I know a lot of people are attracted to reds. It brings their eye into artwork when they see reds. That's normal. We're very animalistic, but I like certain greens. I think the greens on this are done really nicely. In fact, now I want a metal print of that. So anyway, then because of the art, oh man, it's signed. I'm not taking this out because there's a signature there. But here's book number 2 again with the was it? Oh, I forget who did this one. Who did this cover? All right. Okay, so we got not Phoenix Animation. No, it was Fairy. Yeah, Fairy Metal Metal Photos. Okay, cool. Now this one, I'm going to take it out. Let's see. Here's book 1 in a different cover. Here's book 2 in an alternate cover for me. Thank you very much. And Eric's very pretty artwork. This is not Eric, but this I like. I forget who did this in the homage that it's to, but this is really deep. The gloss on the black definitely brings out the depth. Here in the camera, as soon as I get the glare off of it, you can see the blues actually better than I can see it in, because I have the glare of the lamp is like shining on my eyes there. So anyway, there we are. Yep. So, oh, down a little bit. Sorry, I was drifting. Yeah, the black on this really becomes a mirror. Like there's my webcam, or no, there's my lamp above the webcam. I'm not going to blind you guys with that. So, all right. Set that one aside. We got one more. And this, I know we like to do the homage covers to comics we enjoyed growing up and stuff like that. But I really do appreciate Eric's original work too. And this is another homage. I forget, of course, I forget everything when I'm live, but this one's really nice too. Again, lots of depth in the dark, and the blue highlights there, like on the abs. But same here with the shadow underneath a character whose name I forget, of course. The Ninja Scroll homage was done by Matt Coulson. That's right. Thank you. That's this one, which is basically a mirror. I'm sorry about that. So X-Men 3. Yes, X-Men 3. They came out great. I think it's my favorite of the variants. You mean the Matt Coulson one? Yeah. And this one, I just think it's awesome. The depth of the particular shade of red you've chosen there is just great in this print. It's like blood. Yep, Matt Coulson is the favorite. Okay. So now I have metal prints that are out, and I don't want to get them scratched. So pardon me for a moment while I put them all back in their little sleeves. So I'll put the Matt Coulson one away. Eric, thank you for the signature on that Matt Coulson cover that you sent for issue 2. That's this signature. I appreciate it. Feel all special now. So yeah, it's really great to get beautiful artwork from anything, but I like the villains cover here. So signed there too. So thanks. Eric used to do a let's see. they're called devotional reading. Oops. For a little while before he got really busy with some other things and had to back off of YouTube for a bit. And since I have an old archive of many, many streams, that's the wrong sleeve. I'm trying to put the book away. I have an archive of a lot of streams where I just haven't gotten to them yet. And some of it's skippable stuff. Like you can, like a Mr. H over in England does a whole lot of these videos about rumors going on in Hollywood productions and whatnot, and all that stuff is way out of date. So no problem. Thanks for the support, man. I sign all my books. Oh, you do? Okay. Well, hey, I have no problem supporting you. I enjoy it. So anyway, but because of my hiatuses trying to go to school and realizing I can't really do school, so taking my money and putting it back into comics again, I am backlogged on a whole bunch of things from about a year of. I'm up to a year ago in people's streams and videos and stuff like that. So I've been listening to Eric reading these devotionals that he used to read. Sorry, not do, but just read. And he'll add a couple of comments of his own or whatnot. But it was a really nice thing. I don't know if those videos are still up on his channel, but I enjoyed those quite a bit. What's funny is, like, I'm not evangelical. I mean, I'm Christian, but I'm not evangelical, and I have to be careful because the church I went to did make my PTSD worse. But admitting that is on air is kind of rough. But I do have to be careful to remember that not everything evangelicals are into is necessarily like bad. And just because where I went they took certain ideas and abused those ideas doesn't mean that those ideas are entirely invalid. They were just handled wrongly. So anyway, there you go. So listening to Eric's stuff, his come on up. There we are. Listening to Eric's stuff, they should all still be there in the Voices of the Past playlist. Yes, that's them. It has actually been really helpful for me to calm down my you're Christian type reactions when I meet people. So there we are. Well, hey, thank you guys for joining me. All right, we are at 27 and a half minutes into the stream, and I'm going to look at Ballad of the Celestials. I read it yesterday at the Laundromat, of all places, and let's see what it came with first. I'll just do the tour like I've unpacked it. It came with a really nice metal card. So this is interesting. I appreciate the rotational symmetry. Aldous on the Farm says Eric's a good guy and puts out a solid product. Yes, he does. So anyway, I like the rotational symmetry here, showing two different aspects of whatever tree this is. That's obviously going to be some part of the future, in the future of what do you call it? Of the series, and I am looking forward to number 2. All right, first, I saw an Abraham Lincoln devotional at the Ronald Reagan Library. Really wanted to get that. Great stuff. Devotionals are good for the soul. Yes, they can be. Now that I'm wise to a lot of theological issues, I am more picky about what I get. But as long as it doesn't violate certain things, which is a longer stream, trust me, then what do you got? Then yeah, devotionals are really great. Okay, he says, haha, cool, you read it at the Laundromat. Yes, I did. Okay, and what's funny about reading at the Laundromat is to protect the metal card, I had kept it like in its little sleeve it came in and kept it down in the book, and I forgot that. So I have one of those portfolio things with the flap, the flap over lid. It's just a black one. It's not special printed like some of the Comicsgate people are doing. And I opened it, and I've got the portfolio open on my lap. No lap hijab, Mo. But I've got the portfolio open. I pull the book out, and this thing goes clank. I totally forgot it was in there. Scared the heck out of me, but thankfully it didn't scratch it or anything. Anyway, and on the other side, we have... Now, I was saying his name in my head as Meir. M-E-I-R. Sorry about the fuzz. I know I need a better camera. But M-E-I-R right there. This is uncolored, but that's fine. This is a nice little line art. There are little smoke bits behind him that you can barely see on the camera there, I think. So this is a really cool card. Thanks a bunch for it. And I saw that you said, yes, things will come out later regarding what this tree means and why there are 2 versions of it. So there's that. Now, overall, I like the book. It has problems, of course. It's a book. But Meir, okay. Or Meir. Yes, Meir is how you say it. Okay, cool. I'll try to fix that in my head. I did like the book. This image is from the print. Gently, don't dent things. There we go. Is it two-sided? No. Okay, good. This is from a particular page of the book, which we'll get to. And because I just read it and I haven't really read it twice, I had to flip back. Like if I got up to move things in the dryer, I had to flip back a little bit and make sure I was tracking things. And that was cool. Easy enough. Let's see. Let you guys read that. Anyway, I'm not touching that. So anyway, the beginning of the book, one thing I thought was really well done was that the names of the characters weren't brought out so forcefully right at the start in terms of how a lot of comics start, where you can tell that the dialogue is stilted by trying to fit all the characters' names in so the reader knows who is who. This came out a lot more naturally, a lot more organically. I appreciated that. This poem was interesting. And all right, good. We got links for Shadow Sentry. Is that Origins? Shadow Sentry, Second Chance Campaign. Let's get the... Felix, would you mind if I threw in the Origins campaign as well? Yeah, there it is. There's no number on here, but it's just a... Let's go paste. I might show campaigns at the end. So that's why I got that. All right, and so this poem at the beginning, that's the one I want. Let's see. It says, "This looks cool." I mean, it's a little hard to read. That came up before when, but in this 3D version, it's a little bit easier to separate. So that's nice. It says, "Age before age and time after time, an epoch of rage by the sublime." So it rhymes in English. Okay. "A ballad is sung, new eras declared." Now this apostrophe threw me off just right away. And I got to be careful to read to enjoy instead of read to critique. So I'm trying to stay a fan before I critique things. And the new eras declared looked like it was a typo. No, it's not. It's era, and it's is declared in the passive voice sense, like has been declared. So it's perfectly fine. In reality, it just caught me for a moment. So I got to make sure my attitude's in the right place when I'm reading things. New eras declared. The bells have been rung. No one which needs a space in it. All right. No one will be spared. Our song goes forward. Our voices proclaim, and all is disordered to incense the flame. So my impression of this is, this is just a floppy. I think it's 28 pages. I'm mixing it. I also read another book yesterday, so I might be mixing that up. That book I had to read digital, and what's cool is I have the print copy packed, so that'll be interesting. Bam. I'm pretty sure it's up at Luke Stone's FMC as well. Okay, cool. What are we talking about here? I'll not hold. I'm a little bit lost, so there we go. Okay, I don't know, Aldous, if you're correcting me on something or if I just missed a beat. Oh, there it is. "I'll not hold your praise against you." Okay, I'm sorry. Never mind. This is you guys chit-chatting. The book opens. We don't see who the speakers are. There are two voices, and they're rightfully, flip it around so you guys can see, they're rightfully denoted with two different colors in the vocal bubbles. There's some framing thing going on here. We've got a framing mechanism, I guess, or tool. I forget the proper term, where whoever is dealing the cards here is somehow influencing events around our main characters. So we have a framing device. That's what I'm looking for. One thing that sort of threw me, when I see this and it's a Photoshop, like this is drawn as is, maybe it was drawn a little bit bigger and then shrunk, but you can't tell that here. Here, when you take this and in Photoshop put it at an angle, the line quality changes, making it very different from the surrounding artwork, and so it kind of sticks out a little garishly like that. But that's way easier than trying to make this identifiable that these are the cards on the table we just saw here. So the artist really has, choices, or the editor, artist, and writer, they have to balance that. Do we want it to stick out a little bit, or do we want it recognizable? It's a tough choice. So whoever's dealing the cards and they're talking is somehow manipulating things that are going on. Now, at first, I thought this was the person running was turned into this monster, and instead it's just the monster is chasing him, and we're just showing parallels. So there are a little bit of things that were confusing and not too spelled out. So, hey, Crazy Mad, how you doing? Crazy Mad, I leg pressed 470 tonight. So it was 2 warm-up sets, a set of 450 like last week, and then 2 sets of 470, and everything was 10 reps. So I'm getting better. Dude, thanks for the encouragement. So there it is. Okay, that could have been done better. There are a few things that could have been done better, especially at the end. The character introductions here, I think, were pretty good. This is where the names are brought out organically. And so we get the idea of the framing device conversation going on because of the color. If this were in black and white, I think there are other mechanisms that could be used to denote that. So you guys would find them if it were being done that way. Oh, okay, cool. Yes, Ogden had a stream earlier and I had to miss it. So they fight a beast, and Mayor joins them to help finish the beast off. You get a lot, and here's the page that we saw in the print. You get a lot of the team dynamics going on, and people's relationships are defined. Who's the little guy who's sort of in charge? Your social hierarchy is laid out, and so I think that's done well enough without forcing the issue. It's all just everybody. I hate to say trash talking each other, but close enough. So we get that, and they're making plans. I'm forgiving on a lot of stuff. Uh-oh. It has started. He's here. I'm forgiving on a lot of stuff that's floppy sized because if you're putting this many panels in and you're trying to get enough dialogue in to really introduce us to stuff, you are putting world building in, and I think that's pretty good. The problems come up later, but with putting this world building in, do we still get a story out of the floppy chapter? And I'd say yes. In other words, does what's going on mean something, even if it's only to the characters? And can we connect with the characters in some way? So yes, I'm a lot more forgiving on that in a floppy than in the 48-page books. So we get the lookouts talking, and this is a little bit where problems begin. Things start to get a little bit rushed. These guys are going through the mountains. We find out that people generally hide up in these mountains to survive the winter. We're finding out that there are multiple factions around the world. They're not all clearly defined for me yet. Maybe I need to reread it. This book gets bonus points for Dirk's dedication. Oh, cool. Because it's back there. I'll get to that in a minute, Mo. Don't play with my ADHD. So bad, Mo. Oh, and Mo, I'm wearing a lap hijab tonight for you. I'll just show it now. Okay? Bro, it's right there. And you didn't show up on time. So disappointed. How dare you? All right, anyway, joking around. So here we get narration, but then these guards are not part of this. And it took me a moment to get that. But then these guards talking over the next scene wasn't, or was that the next scene? Yes, this guard I believe in the hood, well, actually, you know what? I can't tell. One of these guards is Mayor's brother, and I can't tell which one. As we flip the page, I got a phone call. Okay, I'll forgive you. And yep, there we are. And so I don't know which one was Mayor's brother, but he's talking about a dream. So one of the guards, that's not really clear which one. But the guard's prior conversation gives us more world building. So a lot of that stuff, I think, comes out organically and really well. Ooh, I forgot something. It's a points off thing. Let's see. Is it? Because this is one of those things that bugs me. It's a typo, by the way. It is a word that gets, it's the word every day, and it's in here, and it's meant as a noun, like each and every day. I like this book. I did too. It had a few things that could have been done better. Yep. And I think Dirk would say that too. He does, as far as I know. But overall, it was enjoyable. Yeah, Crazy Mad. You nailed it. I might as well close the stream. Anyway, the word every day in here is squished together as one word. In English, we have a lot of things where you have an adjective like every, and then a noun, day, but they get used so commonly they become hyphenated. So every hyphen day. Yep, I agree. Cool. And then eventually we drop the hyphen and it becomes one word, every day. But that's always when we're using it as an adjective. If you mean each and every day, it's still two words. So you're missing a space in whatever says every day in here. And I noticed that. So we've got a couple of typos in here. it happens, you know. But it also happens to be like one of my pet peeves about how language changes. I've said it many times that in linguistics, language changes when, you know, well, I don't want to be degrading, but it changes when education goes down. So, so you can have oral tradition cultures and they maintain their language very well because they educate their kids, not because of anything written. So anyway, what do we got? We got one here. One small concern was the absence of midget representation, but Dirk is addressing that in a big way next issue. Okay, we're going to have very large midgets. Got it. Moving the story along. Our party is heading into the mountains. They don't want to go there. It is where Mayer comes from, but other people in the party are considered low and enemies or whatever of the little kingdom where Mayer comes from. Empire, I guess. And then he is. I'm glad you guys are enjoying each other. That's awesome. But they're hiding out back here, and they see this is the Emperor's chariot. What's going on? There's an attack going on, and this is where also a little bit of the artwork needs to speak better. Now, on the artwork, I did like how things are drawn. I generally judge art by how is this panel in terms of, is it well drawn? Are there a lot of lines to define things? Can I see them clearly? That kind of thing. I'm learning more about staging, how things are arranged, and panel to panel is where I'm trying to do better. And then this is where I stumbled a little bit with this book in particular. So remember, I enjoyed the book. We got things defined, but then here, we got people's names, like her name is Zun, Xun. In this attack, our main character band sees what's going on. There are a lot of factions in here, and the people playing the cards come back as a narrative device. What are they doing in the background? We've got bandits. Are they the same as what's going on here? There's that card back like we saw before. And then this page is where things started to throw me off. So we have to come back here to see it. If you think in terms of camera angle and turning around, we have, I need something to weigh this down gently. Okay. So here we're looking behind them. Here we're looking in front of them. We have to be careful, if I do this for the camera correctly, when we're taking like two characters here like this, and we start moving our point of view around them and crossing lines like that. But then we get the band on one side and something we can't see that they're looking at, and then we start rotating around like this. We have to be really careful of how that's communicated as well. Like we have to still be looking over a shoulder. I'm watching my camera. Dirk could hire Blue as an editor, but Murph wouldn't allow it because spoilers. I can't keep a secret. No, I can keep secrets. It's fine. Anyway, we got to be careful of that kind of thing in the artwork to communicate what's going on. So if I'm looking right to left, left to right, if I'm standing on this visual line of theirs, angle my hand correctly, they're looking this way. Am I going to still be on the same line when I turn around to see what they're looking at? By the way, she is in a tree separate from them. And that's where this gets to be a little bit messy. Who's coming from what direction? And at first I thought Mayer took his shirt off or something. So that's a little troublesome. I almost thought, after I looked at this several times, I don't remember all the justifications, but I thought maybe this middle piece should be flipped around to make it more clear coming from one angle to go to the other. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to reread it and then see that it's actually fine. And then we get a little bit more into that here. This does better match the view from the other side, I think, because they're jumping over the hedge that they're behind. So it's like we've just moved our view over to here a little bit to look from the other side of the hedge. It's not a 180 flip around. Anyway, so that is one of the big problems I wanted to point out. Some of the dialogue here, the mapping and staging stopped making as much sense to me. Like, where are they on the map? Is this another bandit? Yes. This guy is hiding in the forest. Zun gets kidnapped by another character being introduced, so we have a mystery character. Don't know who that is. That's not a criticism. It's just what happens next. And then we see things, but it doesn't make sense to me why our very large horn helmeted guy in the forest comes out to the edge of the road eventually, and these are his bandits that he's the head of. This fight continues, and I'm starting to lose track of what's where physically in the broader visuals. So if these bandits are so good at killing people like soldiers, why are the king's soldiers still alive? And And that's where I lost it. It'd be better answered by, because here are some dead soldiers and whatnot, the king's soldiers. But then in the end, they come over and pull Meir out of this fight that that he was winning or about to win. Where did the big guy with the horns go? Like, and so there's some lackings, and I guess it looks like he's slinking back into the forest rather than coming out of it at this point. So there's some things that are visually unclear at that point. And boom. Yes, it's all Murph's fault. Yeah, everything I'm saying, totally Murph's fault. Blame him. So Dirk was barely able to convince Murph that they should actually ship out the book because Murph considered that a potential form of spoilers. All right, so I don't want to read or give the spoiler of this last page, like what information is on it, but I couldn't. This book has been out for a while, so I know many people have read it. You can get the story and say, okay, I know it happened, but it's a little harder visually to track and make sense of why it happened. Did they run because he hit the guy in the shoulder with the sword? And you throw a sword, do you want to go back and pick it up? Like what's kind of going on here? The bandits do retreat, and then what's going on here, I'm just not going to say because spoiler. You don't get the spoiler there. So that's my impression of the book. Is I see a lot of potential for growth and improvement. I like what you're trying to do. Dedication here for Dijo Lima, rest in peace, 2022. And there's a thanks here from Dirk to Crazy Mad and Mobiggs. So especially members of our chat, Crazy Mad and Mobiggs. This book could not have happened without the encouragement, as I've read before on a previous stream, of his mother, Rita Clay, other people. The chat just moves. It's not. Oop. Oh, I'm sorry. Saber the archer gets kidnapped. The giant is watching from afar. He's not with the bandits. Okay. That only kind of reinforces my point that some things were a little bit unclear. I thought the giant stepped onto the road. So, but my point being, things were a little bit unclear. We've kind of hammered that to death. Okay, the bandits, as I called them, are being led by the guy with the firing line. Oh, he was their leader. Okay, I thought he was just one of them. All right. All right, and I hope I'm not being too degrading because I really failed in my my monologue about the other book, Norlem, to say what I think could have been better. So I hope I've done a better job of presenting tonight with just that. That's Sabra. Sorry for mixing it up. Let's see. Now there is something I'm going to share, spoilery, but it's not totally spoilery. So yeah, if you have a chance to get this, there are a lot of names in here, but I see Crazy Mad, who I appreciate, Mobiggs, whom I appreciate too, for my own channel, Kemosabe Returns, who edited this. There are typos and it was Chemo's. Oh my. So let's see. The most clear thing in the most clear thing in the book was thinking Mo and me. Crazy Mad. Awesome. Moral, long and the short of it, and Shadow Sentry. Okay. So I want to show off something else. Okay. He did step out, realized the soldiers were coming, and then went back into the woods. Okay, so when he was about to take this guy who was afraid of him right at that moment, that's when he realized soldiers were coming. Now I understand. Okay, now remember, I read this once, or no, kind of once and a half. I did go back and skim over right at the same time as I read it, double-checked myself. It felt at one point, I remember to say this, like I skipped a page. So I had to go back and make sure that I didn't skip a page, because if I'm going to talk about a book and I'm like, this doesn't make sense, and I skipped a page, that's just dumb. You keep that job right where it is. I will, because I need to present, share screen. Here we go. Window, share. All right, there we are. And I'm going to make that. How do I make me small? Do I drag across? No, it's not. I got to make me small and it big. Nope, wrong. What? There we go. It's big. This is beautiful. I want to make this as big as I can. Nope, that's not helping. Okay, so that's as wide as I can get it on your screen. And, oh, can I solo this? Full screen layout. There we go. I'm out of the way. This is great. In fact, I think a lot of the, whoa, way too big. Can we go bigger? Go wider? Yeah. I'm just going to move this around a bit. So I should shrink it. This is it's a cover for the next issue, which I will be getting. I think there's a room for growth, and I think this is gonna, with some improvements, this should be something interesting. You've got me for maybe 3 issues, unless you really screw up issue 2. You've got me for 3 issues. So I like this. This is great work. In fact, I think sometimes inks and colors can get in the way of really good work. There was a whole, I think it was the Wake arc of Sandman. If it wasn't the Wake, it was wherever they did the funeral. It was just pencils, and then it looked like colored pencils. So they didn't ink the thing at all. And this looks just awesome. So, I'm not a fan of excessive lines, but all of these lines, oh good, you can see my mouse. All of these lines in here have a purpose. They're all fulfilling a function. I can't see the chat right now. I don't know if you guys are saying anything. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Thanks for sharing this. No problem, man. Dirk, can you DM Blue the Willow cameo in issue 2? Thank you. Anyway, I think this is just beautiful. I don't want to say go to multiple covers, because that's, more printing cost, even though you could probably sell both of them or something like that. But putting this as a print or inside the back cover or something like that would be really nice. All of these pencil strokes have purpose. The textures vary from one to the other, so you can see clearly. A little bit of white, and if you can see my mouse moving underneath that bat there on the tiger's arm, a little bit of white and black to make separation, so visually things are distinct. Texture here is not overlapping the texture from below. I mean, this is really well done, I think. So in the sky, that's all the lines and texture. As far as other composition factors, my eyes are drawn instantly to the tiger to see he's attacking something. This bat in the front took me a minute I call it a bat. It's not. It's one of these giant dinosaur things in the back. It did take me a moment to. We'll probably have multiple covers. Cool. All right, but that did take me a moment to see. So that, what is he focused on and attacking? The eyes, I think, I pointed in a good direction, but I went from the tiger head to the rider with the sword, and this is our mystery character from the end of the first book, and then these being dark, so we can still see the sword against the otherwise light background in black and white, having this dark there so we see that the arm and the sword pops out a little bit. That's a good move, that little intersection between dark and light, so we can see it there. So yeah, I like this a lot. Good job. Okay, I feel like I've been talking so much and I'm not letting someone else talk. So, yeah, it's a lot of dark lines. Yep. All right, so that's about it. Thanks for joining me. What have we been looking at here? We're at 53 minutes. Well, anywho, there we are. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to get read this week. I hope to read Raptor, but I also hope to read Redshift. And Redshift was put out by Scout Comics in. They just wrapped it up. I think they got slowed down a bit by pandemic issues. Mm-hmm. Who's doing said covers? Okay, well, this one, scroll that down, has a signature right there. So that is Derek Clay, same guy through the book. So let's shrink that. Yep. All right. And then who's doing the said covers? Or is that a spoiler? I don't think so. I'm going to see about reading Raptor. Is it here? Yeah, I've got, let's see, put me back in the stream. So I have to go, there we are. I've got this one, and I don't know if I'll get it read by next week. A lot of what I read, I kind of figured out during the week and then read it over the weekend. But I've been curious about this guy for a bit. It came from Portugal. This one, I think, didn't get funded and then almost didn't get funded, but I'm glad it did finally come out. And that might be for next week. If not next week, it's coming up. And then also coming up, I have this one from Kickstarter called Death's Dream Kingdom. It's still wrapped up in the on the shelf where I keep all the packages I get. I'm sort of just going through them in order. But I was able to read the digital copy of that. And that one's interesting. That one's, I think, pretty well written. The artwork was all done by altering AI images. So he did it in AI first, has bajillions of images to pick from. Let's see. So who's doing the cover? Is that spoilers? Good question. Crazy. To be determined. Okay. It was a touching moment on their show when Murph finally forgave Dirk for spoiling the fact that they were working on a book. Yep. Anyway, if I don't want to do certain other stuff live, so I'm gonna end the stream. Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me for the night. I hope you enjoyed the time, and I hope you enjoyed looking at this book. I was warned ahead of time that there are problems with this book. Oh, the problems are so big. You know what? I disagree. I think that there are problems. I think they could be easily resolved. I think it's a great learning opportunity for the next book too. And I could be wrong on some of the things that I pointed out. So there we go. Subscribe to Murph and Dirk Duke It Out. I did put some of their stuff in the chat. I need to find that other video. Let's see, share video file. I think it's on my desktop. Come on, load. Oh, I didn't click on it. Where is it? Not prepared. Oh, here we go. Found it. Have a good night, everybody. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out.